Hello everyone, welcome to the session. Good evening. Let's wait for about 2 or 3 minutes and then let's start off. All right. Let's wait for 2 or 3 minutes more. Let's wait for 2 or 3 minutes more. Come on everyone, join in. Come on, 2 more minutes. Let's wait for everyone. Come on, just a minute more and then we start off. All right, almost there. Just starting off. All right, welcome to Unacademy, India's largest online learning platform that gives you a world of courses, resources, content, live and recorded sessions to help you in your preparation for the CA Foundation and Intermediate examinations. Also, welcome to Crack CA Exams with us, which is the vertical and channel of Unacademy that caters to the students of CA Foundation and Intermediate in their journey and pursuit of preparations for the CA Foundation and Intermediate by providing top educators, quality content, and overall a great learning experience. Laksh Mishra. Yes, hi Laksh, how are you? जी लक्ष्य ये Jan 21 के लिए और May 21 दोनों के लिए, ठीक है? All right. By providing top educators, quality content, and overall a great learning experience. So come, let's crack CA exams with Unacademy, India's largest online learning platform. Welcome to the session once again. Before we proceed, a brief introduction about the educator today. Hello, I'm Prathik Gupta. I'm a Bachelor of Commerce from Christ College, Bangalore University. I'm an associate member of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, an associate member of the Institute of Cost Accountants of India, an associate member of the Institute of Company Secretaries of India, as well as a law graduate from Karnataka State Law University. Currently, I am a practicing chartered accountant and also a visiting faculty for CA subjects and an educator for CA students both offline and online. Prior to starting on my own, I worked with SR Bartley Boy and Associates, that is the Indian member firm of Ernst & Young Global in the Audit and Assurance Department. Then I went on to work with Ernst & Young India in the Mergers and Acquisitions Department, and then I finally went on to work with the Manipal Group in Bangalore as the corporate controller of the German subsidiary located in Frankfurt, Germany. And it was only after I got back from Frankfurt, Germany that I decided to start something on my own. This also gave me an opportunity to become an educator, which in turn has given me this opportunity today to be able to take this session for you young, fine and bright CA aspirants. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. And anytime during the session, in case you have any questions, queries, observations or discussions to be made, please let me know and I will take up the matter for problem solving or for discussion purposes as soon as I can. And I really hope you find this session useful. I would also like to draw your attention to my name, which is Prathik. That's Pratik with an H. Okay, so my name is Prathik Gupta, Prathik. Why I'm stressing and insisting on my name is because a lot of people misspell my name, due to which they are unable to find my sessions on the Unacademy learning app in the form of special classes, as well as the YouTube channel of Unacademy. They are my YouTube sessions. Alright, so you can look me up with my name, which is Prathik, and you'll find the hundreds of hours of sessions that I've taken on the Unacademy learning app, as well as the YouTube channel of Unacademy, which you can make use of in your preparation for the CA Foundation and Intermediate examinations. Alright, like I told you, Unacademy caters to you in your preparation for the CA Foundation and Intermediate examination. It does so to 3 platforms: YouTube, Special Class and the Plus platform. Now, YouTube and Special Classes are absolutely free of cost, but they provide immense value and resources to help you in your preparation for the CA Foundation and Intermediate examination. Now, YouTube session is what you're watching right now, right? You just go onto YouTube, type in Prathik Gupta, and you will see all my sessions on the YouTube channel of Unacademy that you can make use of in your preparation for the CA Foundation and Intermediate examination. And then special class are available on an app known as the Unacademy Learning App, and they are also absolutely free of cost, but they provide you immense amount of resources to help you in your preparation for the CA Foundation and Intermediate examinations. More about how to get onto the Unacademy Learning App I will tell you in the following slides. Let's talk about the Plus platform of Unacademy, which is the premium platform of Unacademy, and which is a subscription-based payment model, and which has various subscription packages for the various examinations. Now, in this slide, I will tell you why I recommend and encourage you to become part of the Plus platform of Unacademy as soon as possible. The first reason why I recommend and encourage you to become part of the Plus platform of Unacademy is the daily live classes it provides, where you get to chat with your educator, engage in discussions, ask your doubts and answer polls. All this while the class is going on. Yes, you heard it right, all this while the class is going on. You do not need to wait for the end of the class. You do not need to wait for a couple of hours after the class. You do not need to wait for a couple of days after the class or the weekend after the class. Neither do you need to wait to fix up an appointment with your educator to clear your doubts and have discussions with him. You can have your discussions with your educator on a real-time basis as and when the class is going on. It is as simple as you putting your hand up in a live classroom, and your educator will be happy to take up the matter for discussion or for problem solving, as the case may be. The next reason why I recommend and encourage you to become part of the Plus platform of Unacademy is because of the live tests and quizzes it conducts on a regular and periodic basis, which help in evaluation of your preparation and get a detailed analysis of your performance. Now, you might wonder why this evaluation and detailed analysis of your performance is important. So let me tell you that whenever you're preparing for a professional examination, it becomes very important for you to take a stock of your preparation from time to time to know where you stand in terms of your preparation. That means the areas in which you're well prepared, the areas you might require more preparation, and the areas you might require external help. So basically, the Plus platform of Unacademy helps to break down your preparation into 3 areas, which is your strong areas, your not so strong areas, and your weak areas, so that whatever limited time for preparation you have, you can use that time accordingly on those 3 areas, in the sense more time on your weak areas, a little lesser time on your not so weak areas, not so strong areas, and less time on your not so, and less time on your strong areas, until a time when your weak areas and your not so strong areas eventually become your strong areas. Thereby, the Plus platform of Unacademy ensures minimum wastage of your precious time and maximum utilization of your limited preparation time. The third reason why I recommend and encourage you to become part of the Plus platform of Unacademy is because of the structured courses it provides. As all our courses are structured in line with your exam syllabus to help you best prepare for it, which simply means all the courses, or all the Plus courses on the Plus platform of Unacademy are prepared keeping in mind your exam syllabus, so that once you complete a Plus course on the Plus platform, you can rest assured that you have completed the syllabus of your examination without missing out on any important or major points. Alright, and the last and most important reason why I recommend and encourage you to become part of the Plus platform of Unacademy is because of the unlimited access it provides, where one subscription gets you access to all our live and recorded courses to watch from the comfort of any of your devices, which simply means the one subscription to the Plus platform gets you access to all the live and recorded sessions on the Unacademy platform, that is live and recorded Plus courses, live and recorded special classes, which you can watch from the comfort of any of your devices, which means you can watch them from your mobile phone, laptop, tablet, or your desktop, as the case may be. You can view them 24/7 without any timing restrictions like 10 to 4, 10 to 5, 10 to 6, no timing restrictions whatsoever. Whenever you want to study, you can just pull out your mobile phone, log into the Unacademy Learning app, and you can start your preparations. Also, you can view these sessions from any location you want, whether you're at home, whether you're in college, or whether you're in office, or you're traveling from home to office or college, or from office, college to home, or you're waiting for someone for a meeting, or you're in a native place, or you're on a vacation and you want to study. You can simply pull out your mobile phones, log into the Unacademy Learning app, and start your preparation without any restrictions. All you require is an internet connection or a data plan, which all of us are blessed with today. So, keeping all these advantages among many others in mind, I strongly recommend and encourage you to become part of the Plus platform of Unacademy in order to accelerate and enhance your preparation for the CA Foundation and Intermediate examinations. Please take about 30 seconds, go through this. Any questions, please ask me. Any questions, please ask me. Please take 30 seconds. Alright, just take about 10 more seconds, then 15 seconds more, and then we proceed. Any questions, please ask me. Alright, now like I told you in the previous slide about live and recorded Plus courses, live and recorded special classes, you must be wondering where are all these live and recorded Plus courses and live and recorded special classes available. So let me tell you, they are available on an app known as the Unacademy Learning app. So for all of you who have downloaded the Unacademy Learning app and are using it, I thank you very much, and I request your support in the future as well. And for those of you who have not yet downloaded the Unacademy Learning app, I request you to go to the Play Store on your mobile phone, download the Unacademy Learning app on your phone, install the Unacademy Learning app on your phone, put in your mobile number where you will get an OTP. And using that OTP, you can register on the Unacademy Learning app. It is as simple as this, with no lengthy or complicated procedures. Alright? Now, you might ask me, okay, I have downloaded the Unacademy Learning app, I have installed it on my phone, I have registered on it using the mobile number and OTP, so what next? So let me tell you that the Unacademy Learning app gives you access to all the live and recorded special classes that Unacademy has to offer to you to help you in your preparation for the CA Foundation and Intermediate examination. It also gives you access to all the live and recorded plus courses that Unacademy has to offer to you in order to accelerate and enhance your preparation for the CA Foundation and Intermediate examinations. So keeping these points in mind, I request you to download the Unacademy Learning app on your phones, install it, use your mobile number and the OTP that you get on your mobile number to register on it, so that you can make use of the world of resources that Unacademy provides to you to help you in your preparation for the CA Foundation and Intermediate examination. And I also have another request. I request you to make the people around you know about the Unacademy Learning app. Spread the word around, help them download and install the Unacademy Learning app on their phones, help them register on it using their mobile numbers and OTP, so that they too can make use of the world of resources that Unacademy has to offer to help you in your preparation for the CA Foundation and Intermediate examinations. Please take about 30 seconds, go through this, and then we proceed. Any questions, please ask me. Any questions, please ask. Okay. Like I told you, the Plus platform of Unacademy is the premium platform of Unacademy. That is a payment-based subscription model which provides various subscription packages for the various examinations. So accordingly, the CA Foundation and Intermediate subscription packages provided by the Plus platform of Unacademy are as follows. The packages provided are for 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months and 24 months. The 1 month package costs you rupees 3,500. The 3 months package costs you rupees 8,750. The 6 months package costs you rupees 14,000, and the 12 months package costs you rupees 17,500, and the 24 months package costs you rupees 21,000. Now please remember, these are all the listed price of the packages. So before you make the payment for the package of your choice, please do not forget to use the code Prathik to get an instant discount of 10% on the above listed price. I repeat, please do not forget to use the code Prathik to get an instant discount of 10% on the above listed price. So the after discount price of the various packages are as follows. The 1 month package will cost you rupees 3,150. The 3 month package will cost you rupees 7,875. The 6 months package will cost you rupees 12,600. The 12 months package will cost you rupees 15,750, and the 24 months package will cost you rupees 18,900. So you see, immediately you get a discount of 10% when you use my code Pratik. Now I recommend you to start off with the 12 months and 24 months packages for the following 2 reasons. Firstly, it is cost effective. If you compare the 1 month package cost with the per month cost of the 12 months and 24 months package, you will see that you're getting great cost savings almost immediately. And secondly, and most importantly, since the CA Foundation and Intermediate courses are provided to you in one package, that is 12 months or 24 months package, a 12 or 24 months package will be highly beneficial to you as it normally takes, as it covers the entire duration of both your courses, that is the CA Foundation and Intermediate, and normally which takes a minimum of about 12 months for you to prepare and clear the CA Foundation and the Intermediate examination. So if you're getting a package that is 12 months or 24 months package, covering the entire duration of your courses, that is CA Foundation and Intermediate, at a very cost effective price, okay, that is 15,750 and 18,900, I think that is a very good deal. But having said this, you're free to choose the package of your choice. But before you make the payment, please do not forget to use the code Pratik to get an instant discount of 10% on the above listed price. Alright, you can also make use of the no cost EMI option available for the 6 months, 12 months and 24 months packages, just in case you do not wish to make the entire payment at one shot. The payment options available to you are debit card, credit card and internet banking, and also all the coins that you've accumulated by watching the special classes can be redeemed while making the payment for the Plus course. So keeping these discounts, these packages in mind, and the other things in mind, and also the advantages I told you a few slides earlier in mind, I strongly recommend and encourage you to become part of the Plus platform of Unacademy as soon as possible in order to accelerate and enhance your preparation for the CA Foundation and Intermediate examinations. All right, please take a minute, go through this. Any questions, please ask me. Any questions, please ask. Please take a minute. Go through this. Any questions, please ask me. All right, just take about 10 more seconds. Any questions, please ask me. Okay. Like I told you, the Unacademy Learning app gives you access to all the live and recorded special classes. Here are the snapshots of few of the many special classes that I have conducted on the Unacademy Learning app, and that which you will find useful in your preparation for the CA Foundation or Intermediate examination. There are special classes on Revision Test Paper, Sale of Goods Act, Indian Contracts Act, the Companies Act, Fundamentals of Accounting, Revision on Partnership Accounts, Retirement of Partner, Death of Partner, Admission of Partner, and Valuation of Inventories, Revision on Final Accounts of Entities, and Revision on Sale of Goods on Approval or Return Basis, and many more hundreds of sessions that you will find on the Unacademy Learning app, which you will find useful in your preparation. So I request all of you to log on to the Unacademy Learning app, go to my profile, that is Prathik Gupta, and start making use of all the hundreds of hours of sessions that are there, which are meant to be used by you for your preparation for the CA Foundation and Intermediate examinations. Hi Om, how are you? Welcome to the session. How have you been? All right. Okay. Now here are also the links to few of the many special classes that I have conducted on the Unacademy Learning app. You can either click on these links or copy and paste these links on your browser to take you directly to the special class on the Unacademy Learning app. There are special classes on the Indian Contracts Act, the Sale of Goods Act, the Indian Partnership Act, the Limited Liability Partnership Act, the Companies Act, Basics of Communication, Accounting Concepts, and Revision Test Papers for various examinations. All right. So, like I told you, you can go to the Unacademy Learning app, go to my profile, and you'll find the hundreds of hours of these sessions that I've taken on YouTube, which you will find useful in your preparation for the CA Foundation and Intermediate examinations. All right, please take 30 seconds, go through this. Any questions, please ask me. I think my video stopped. Okay, can everyone see me and hear me now? Okay, is it okay now? Can everyone see me and hear me? All right. So let's start off with a discussion on lifting off corporate veil. Okay, let's start off. So before we know the concept of doctrine of corporate veil, we need to know the company and its features. Okay, because this is related to the Companies Act 2013 and also the features of companies. All right. Okay, so section 220 of the Companies Act 2013 defines the term company. A company means a company incorporated under this act or under any previous company law. Okay, so whether it's Companies Act 1956 or Companies Act 2013, any company incorporated under the Companies Act 2013 or any previous law is known as a company. All right, can everyone see me? Can everyone see me and hear me? Just a second. Okay, shall we proceed? Okay. Now, what are the features of a company? The main features of a company are one is separate legal entity, perpetual succession, limited liability, artificial jurisdiction person, and common seal. So the doctrine of corporate will relates to the first feature of a company, that is separate legal entity. That is, once a company is registered up and running, it becomes a separate legal entity, separate from its members and the company. Okay, so the members of the company and the company cannot be treated as the same. Just 1 second. Okay, I think this is working. Okay, so what do you mean by separate legal entity? That means once a company is incorporated, it becomes a separate entity, separate from its members and directors and everyone. Okay, it has a separate legal existence. That's what it means. And this is also related to the doctrine of corporate will. Okay, and the perpetual succession means members may come and go, directors may come and go, people may come and go, but that does not mean that the company comes to an end. The company will continue to run as long as it is officially put to an end by the official process. Limited liability means the shareholders or the members of the company have a limited liability. That is, the liability is only to the extent of the amount remaining unpaid on the shares held by them. In case of a company limited by shares, in case of a company limited by guarantee, the liability of the members is only up to the extent that the members have mentioned. All right. Yes, can you all see me now? Okay. All right. So let's proceed. Now, let's discuss each of those points. First one, separate legal entity. When a company is registered, it is clothed with a legal personality. That means it becomes a legal person on its own. It comes to have almost the same rights and powers as a human being. Its existence is distinct and separate from that of its members. A company can own property, have bank account, raise loans, incur liabilities, and enter into contracts. So just because it is a legally distinct person from its members and shareholders and directors, a company can on its own have property, have bank account, raise loans, incur liability, and enter into the contracts. That is what means by a separate legal entity. Okay, perpetual succession. Members may die or change, but the company goes on till it is wound up on the ground specified by the Act. The shares of the company may change hands infinitely, but that does not affect the existence of the company. Since a company is an artificial person created by law alone can bring an end to its life. Its existence is not affected by the death or insolvency of a member. So like I told you, members may come and go, directors may come and go, shareholders may come and go. There might be infinite number of transfer of shares from one member to the other, but that does not bring the company to an end. Does not affect the existence of the company. Since a company is an artificial person, since it has been brought up by a official process or a legal process, only it can be wound up only through a legal process. That is what you mean by perpetual succession. Limited liability, like I explained about the liability of the members. The liability of a member depends upon the kind of company of which he is a member. We know that company is a separate legal entity which is distinct from its members. Thus, in the case of limited liability company, the debts of the company in total do not become the debts of the shareholders. In no case the shareholders may be asked to pay anything more than the unpaid value of the shares. That is by a company limited by shares. In the case of a company limited by guarantee, the members are liable to pay only to the extent of the amount guaranteed by them, and that too only when the company goes into liquidation. So whatever the members have guaranteed in the memorandum that they will pay to the company in the case the company goes into liquidation, that is what the members will pay, and nothing, not a single rupee more than that. However, if it is an unlimited company, the liability of its members is unlimited as well. Okay, but that's a rare phenomenon these days. Please take about 2 or 3 minutes, go through this. Any questions? Please ask me. Any questions, please ask. Please take a minute more. Any questions, please ask. Carefully go through this. Let me know once you're done. Take a minute more, please go through this. Any questions, please ask me. Take a minute more, please. Any questions, please ask me. Let me know once you're done. All right, almost there. Let me know once you're done. Okay. Okay, then the fourth feature, artificial jurisdictional person. A company is an artificial person created as it is created by a process other than natural birth. It is legal or judicial as it is created by law. It is a person since it is clothed with all the rights of an individual. So it is not something that has come through by natural birth. It has been created by a legal process. So it is known as artificial jurisdictional person. All right. Common seal, a company being an artificial person is not bestowed with the body of a natural being. It does not have a body like you and me. Therefore, it works through the agency of human beings. Common seal is the official signature of the company, which is affixed by the officers and employees of the company on its every document. The common seal is a seal used by a corporation as a symbol of its incorporation. So basically, the common seal is used by the company to affix on documents and give its acknowledgement on the various documents. All right, please take 2 minutes, go through this. Any questions, please ask. Please take 2 minutes, go through this. Any questions, please ask me. Are we done? Any questions, please ask me. Okay, let's proceed. Now, let's start off with the corporate whale theory. Okay, now whale means a sort of a blanket or a curtain. Okay, corporate veil refers to the legal concept whereby the company is identified separately from the members of the company. Okay, so once a company is incorporated, the company is an artificial judicial person. So it is treated separately from the members. We cannot say that the company and the members are the same. They are two different things. The term corporate veil refers to the concept that members of a company are shielded from the liability connected to the company's actions. If the company incurs any debts or contravenes any laws, the corporate veil concept implies that members should not be liable for those errors. So it simply means that the members are protected from the wrongful acts of the company because they have a shield or a curtain, which is known as a corporate veil, which distinguishes the company from the shareholders. Okay, so they are treated as separate, and that is what they are known as corporate veil theory. Let's look at an important case law. Now, please remember the Solomon versus Solomon and Co. Limited is an popular and an important case law, so you may have to remember this for the corporate veil theory. Okay, in Solomon versus Solomon and Co. Limited, the House of Lords laid down that the company is a person distinct and separate from its members. So this was the leading case which laid down the foundation for the corporate veil theory, that the company is a person distinct and separate from its members. Okay, in this case, one Solomon incorporated a company named Solomon and Co. Limited with 7 subscribers consisting of himself, his wife, and 4 sons and 1 daughter. This company took over the real personal business assets of Solomon for pounds 38,782, and in turn, Solomon took 20,000 shares at rupees 1 pound each, debentures worth 10,000 of the company with a charge on the company's assets, and the balance in cash. His wife, daughter, and sons. 4 sons took up £1 1 share. Took up £1 1 share each. Consequently, the company went into liquidation due to general trade depression. The unsecured creditors, to the tune of £7,000, contended that Solomon could not be treated as a secured creditor of the company in respect of debentures held by him, as he was managing director of one-man company, which was not different from Solomon, and the cloak of the company was a mere sham and fraud. Okay, so it was held by Lord McNagan. So in this case, Solomon, he was running a proprietorship business. He closed down his proprietorship business. He started a private limited company known as Solomon and Co. Limited. Okay, and all the assets of his proprietorship business, he sold it to the company, and in turn, he took 20,000 equity shares of pounds 1 each, and 10,000 worth of debentures in the company of the assets of the company with a charge, and the balance in cash. His wife's daughter and 4 sons took up 1 shares each. Okay, that is nominal shares. Subsequently, the company went into liquidation due to general trade depression. The unsecured creditors to the tune of 7,000. So when the company goes into liquidation, the secured creditors are given preference over the unsecured creditors. So one unsecured creditor of pound 7,000, he claimed that no, you cannot pay the debentures of Solomon because this is of Solomon itself. He himself bought the company and it is nothing else but a sham company. So the unsecured creditors to the tune of £7,000 contended that Solomon could not be treated as a secured creditor of the company in respect of the debentures held by him, as he was the managing director of one-man company, which was not different from Solomon, and the cloak of the company was mere sham and fraud. It was held by Lord MacNaughton. Okay, now please take about 2 minutes. Go through this slide first. Any questions? Please ask me. Go through this slide. Take 2 minutes. Then we move to the next one. Any questions? Please ask me. Any questions? Please ask. Take a minute more. Come on, anyone? Any questions? Take a minute more, please. Okay, 30 seconds more and then we proceed. Any questions? Please ask. So Solomon versus Solomon and Co. is a leading case under corporate veil theory, so you may have to remember this. Okay? Okay, so now we see what the court observed. The court observed, okay, it's not here, but I'll say that the court observed that it was held by Lord Macnaghten that the company is separate from its members, and even though Solomon had given up his proprietorship concern and started this company, but it is a separate legal entity from its members, and the members cannot be mixed or treated as the same with the company, and so the debentures paid to Solomon was treated as a secured debenture or secured creditors over and above the unsecured creditor of £7,000. That is what the court upheld. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Now, lifting of corporate veil. Lifting of corporate veil simply means when does that protection given to the members, that company is separate from the members, when can that concept be lifted? Okay, so let's look at that. The following are the cases where company law disregards the principle of corporate personality or the principle that the company is a legal entity, distinct and separate from its shareholders or members. Okay, the following are the cases where company law disregards the principle of corporate personality or the principle that the company is a legal entity, distinct and separate from its shareholders or members. So in the following situations, it treats a company as distinct from its shareholders or its members. Okay. First one, to determine the character of the company, whether to find out whether co-enemy or friend. That means whether any person from an enemy country or is the real person who's running the company, is he an enemy of the country? Okay. To protect revenue and tax, that whenever a company is doing any activities to evade taxes, okay, then we need to lift the corporate veil to protect the tax or revenue to the government. Then third is to avoid a legal obligation. So many a times when the company has certain legal obligations like statutory deductions and all that, to avoid getting the registrations done or to avoid taking care of these legal obligations, the company starts another company with the same management and all that. So to find out the real reason behind it, the corporate veil of the company can be lifted. Okay. So that is to protect revenue and tax and to avoid legal obligation. Next is formation of subsidiaries to act as agents. Many a times a company forms various subsidiaries to act as its agents to take care of tax favor situations and all that, okay, to inflate the expenses or to understate the incomes. So in that case, the corporate veil of the company can be lifted to find out who is really behind that company. And lastly, company formed for improper conduct or to defeat law. If any company it appears that is being formed for improper conduct or to defeat the law, then in that case, the corporate veil of the company can be lifted to find out who the real people behind it are. Okay, please take about 2 minutes, go through this, and then we discuss in detail. Okay, please take 2 minutes, go through this. Yes, Abhinav, question. What is your question? Sir, can you please tell me how can I write answer in my exam? Okay, ask me a question. Ask me any question. For example, I will tell you how to write it. Abhinav, कोई भी question पूछिए, मैं बताता हूँ कैसे लिखना है. Come on, I'm waiting. Abhinav, unless you tell me the question, I won't be able to help you out. Come on. Okay, are we done? Take a minute more. Are we done? Okay, now Abhinav is asking me how to write the case study. Now see Abhinav, if they ask you this question about explain the corporate veil theory. Okay, so how, now this, see, please remember this Solomon versus Solomon and Co. Limited, you can remember this case law, okay, because it's quite a popular case law. So what you're going to do, firstly, you're going to explain what is the, okay, so I'm explaining it how to write the answer, okay. First you will start off with giving the features of the company. Which feature will you give? This one, a separate legal entity. Okay, that once a company is incorporated, a company becomes a separate legal entity distinct from its members and shareholders. Okay, as it is an artificial judicial person. Because of this, there is the company and the members. Then you will write that because of this, the company and the members are treated separately and they are not treated as the same thing. Okay, and this concept is known as corporate veil, because the members cannot be held responsible for the wrong actions of the company, because the company is a separate legal identity. Okay, then you will say, this is your first paragraph with the introduction. Then you will say, okay, the leading case in this is Solomon versus Solomon, in which there was a person named Solomon, and he shut down his proprietorship business, and he started a private limited company with his wife and four sons and one daughter, all as members. And basically you will explain this case law. Okay, and then you will also give me the judgment of what this case law judgment was. Then in your last paragraph you will use that above judgment, and you will say, so as per the Solomon and Solomon and Co Limited, it was agreed that the corporate veil of theory of the company holds good, and the company and the members are separate. Okay, that is what you'll end of your conclusion of. Okay, Abhinav, are you clear? Did you understand? Yes, Abhinav, are you clear? Any more questions? Please ask me. Okay, are we done? Okay, so this is where we... Okay, so this now we are going through each of them. Okay, most welcome. The next thing. So first one, when can the corporate veil of a company be lifted? The first one is to determine the character of a company, that is to find out whether co-enemy or friend. It is true that unlike a natural person, a company does not have a mind or conscience. Therefore, it cannot be a friend or a foe. However, it may be characterized as an enemy company if its affairs are under the control of people of an enemy country. Okay. For this purpose, the court may examine the character of the persons who are really at the helm of the affair. So let's say, see, our company is an artificial person. It cannot think or do things, but only it can do or think or do things through someone. So if the real management of the company is from an enemy country, then in that case, the government can lift the corporate veil to find out who the real management of the company is, and whether it will be detrimental or injurious to the health of the country. So in that case, it can lift the corporate veil, the first case. The second one, to protect revenue and taxes. In certain matters concerning the law of taxes, duties and stamps, particularly where question of the controlling interest is due. So a lot of times what happens, the company forms another company in order to avoid income tax or avoid any other taxes so that they can distribute their incomes, right? So in that case, when it appears to the government or the tax authorities that the companies are being formed in order to evade taxes, so in order to protect the revenue or tax, they can lift the corporate veil and see if more than one companies are under the same management and whether they have been formed purely to avoid or evade taxes. To avoid a legal obligation, where it is found that the sole purpose for the formation of the company was to avoid a legal obligation, the court can order the piercing of the veil to look at the real transaction. Okay, so like I told you, a lot of times when the company have to make certain legal obligations, let's say PF or ESI, Provident Fund or employee state insurance, there is a particular number of employees that the company needs to have. So let's say a company has 25 employees, then it comes under the PF registration. So just to avoid the PF obligation, what it can do, it can start another company and it can transfer 10 employees there. So it becomes 10 employees in one company and 15 employees in one company. Hence, the whole concept of deducting PF does not come into existence. So in such a situation, if it appears to the government that the company is being formed just to avoid legal obligation, in that case, it can lift the corporate veil of the company to find out who really are at the helm of the company or the management of the company. Please take 2 minutes, go through this. Any questions, please ask. Please take 2 minutes, go through this, all of you. Any questions, please ask me. Please take 2 minutes. Any questions, please ask me. Okay. And then we proceed. Okay. Take another minute and then we proceed. Any questions, please ask. Come on, everyone. 30 seconds more. Are we done? Okay. Almost there. All right. Let's move on. Okay, then the fourth point, formation of subsidiaries to act as agents. A company may sometimes be regarded as an agent or trustee of its members or of another company, and they may therefore be deemed to have lost its individuality in favor of its principal. Here, the principal will be held liable for the acts of the company. So, a lot of time, what happens? A company is set up, then a subsidiary of the company is set up so that the incomes and expenses can be transferred, understated, or overstated in order to avoid taxes. So, whenever it appears to the authority that this is happening, they can lift the corporate veil or pierce the corporate veil of the principal company as well as the subsidiary company to find out who really are behind the management of the company. Company formed for fraud or improper conduct or to defeat law, where the device of corporation is adopted for some illegal or improper purpose. Example, to defeat or circumvent law, to defeat creditors or to avoid legal obligations. So when it appears to the officers that the company is purely being run or it's started off to for any unlawful purpose or illegal purpose, okay, then in that case the corporate veil of the theory can be pierced to find out who the real people are behind the management of the company. Please take a minute, go through this. Any questions, please ask me. Any questions, please ask. Okay, we have some case laws after this. All right. Okay, now let's look at the first case study. Okay, prevention of fraud and improper conduct case study. Now this was the cases in which the corporate veil was lifted to find out who the real owners of the company are. Okay, in Guilford Motor Company versus Horn. Horn had been employed by the company under an agreement that he shall not solicit the customers of the company or compete with it for a certain period after leaving the employment. After ceasing to be employed by the plaintiff, Horn formed a company which carried on the competing business and caused the whole of his shares to be allotted to his wife and the employee of the company, who were appointed to be the directors. It was held that since the defendant, that is Horn, in fact controlled the company, it its formation was a mere cloak or sham to enable him to break his agreement with the plaintiff. Accordingly, the injunction was issued against him and against the company he had formed, restraining him from soliciting plaintiff's customers. So, in this case, Horn was working in an automobile company, okay, and the company had an agreement with him saying that whenever you leave the job for such a period of time, you will not carry on any competing business, okay, or you will not solicit the clients of the company. So Horn said, okay. So Horn quit the company, and within the period that he had signed, he will not continue competing business. He started a company, but instead of he becoming the shareholder or director, he made his wife and the employee of the company as the director and shareholder. Okay, so he said, okay, I'm not becoming a competing thing, it's my wife who's doing it. So then the Guilford Motor Company went and filed a case against him and told the court that he's soliciting or he's stealing away the clients of the company. So the court held that whatever Horn did was wrong, as he was the real person behind the management of the company, and he cannot start off a company in his wife's name, even though he is the ultimate authority on the company. So an injunction was issued against him and the company he had formed, restraining them from soliciting the plaintiff's customers. Okay, please take 2 minutes, go through this. Any questions, please ask. Any questions, please ask. Please take 2 minutes. Come on, take a minute more. Any questions, please ask me. Alright, come on everyone, take a minute more. Any questions, please ask. Then we'll go to the next case law. Any questions? Okay, let's go to the next case law. Similarly, in Jones versus Lippman, seller of a piece of land sought to evade specific performance of a contract for the sale of the land by conveying the land to a company which he formed for the purpose. Initially, the company was formed by third parties and the vendor purchased the whole of the shares from them, had the shares registered in the name of himself and the nominee, and had he and the nominees appointed directors. It was held that specific performance of the contract cannot be resisted by the vendor by conveyance of the land to the company, which was a mere facade for avoidance of the contract of sale, and specific performance of the contract was therefore ordered against the vendor for the company. So basically, the vendor had started off his company. Now he had entered into a contract with someone to sell the land. Now instead of selling the land to him, he conveyed the land, or he transferred the land to the company, and he said, it's the company's, please enter into a contract with the company. So the court held that you had entered into a contract for a sale of the land and you have just transferred the property into your own company. So the court ordered for the specific performance of the contract and therefore ordered against the vendor of the company. Okay, please take 2 minutes, go through this case law, and then we proceed to the next one. Any questions, please ask. Any questions, please ask me. Come on, everyone. Okay, now this is another instance where the corporate veil can be pierced, that is the formation of a subsidiary to act as agent. In Merchandise Transport Limited versus British Transport Commission, a transport company wanted to obtain licenses for its vehicles, but it could not do so if it is made in the application in its own name. It therefore formed a subsidiary company and the application for licenses was made in the name of the subsidiary. The vehicles were to be transferred to the subsidiary, held the parent and the subsidiary company were by one commercial unit, and the application for license was rejected. So in this case, in Merchandise Transport Limited versus British Transport, now what happened was the Merchandise Transport Limited wanted to apply for a license for its trucks, okay, but vehicles, but it could not do so if the application is made in its own name, that is Merchandise Transport Limited. So what they did, just for the purpose of getting a license, they started a subsidiary, they transferred the vehicles to the subsidiary, and then they made an application for the licenses in the subsidiary's name. The authorities held that the parent and the subsidiary company were one commercial unit, and the application for licenses was rejected. Okay, because whether the parent applies or the subsidiary applies, the people at the helm of the company are the same. In state of UP versus Renu Sagar Power Co., the Supreme Court held that where the holding company holds 100% shares in a subsidiary company and the latter is created only for the purpose of the holding company, corporate veil can be lifted. Okay, so in this case versus state of UP versus Renu Sagar Power, it was held that whenever there is a subsidiary formed and it is a 100% subsidiary of another company, then it can be assumed that that company is formed purely by the holding company and the corporate veil can be lifted. Please take 2 minutes, go through this. Any questions, please ask me. Any questions, please ask. Okay, take a minute more. Any questions, please ask me. Okay, any questions, please ask. Take about a minute more. Go through it carefully. All right, 30 seconds more. Any questions? All right. Okay, let's go to the next case law. Now, in JR Exports Limited versus BSES Rajdhani Power Limited, the applicant number 1 company acquired entire share capital of appellant number 2 company, which was a registered company of consumer of electricity connection granted at factory premises, and on finding that electricity was being consumed by appellant number 1, Electricity Board passed impunged an order demanding subletting charges from appellant number 2. The court held that by applying principle of piercing of corporate veil, both companies appeared to be the same entity and therefore there was no question of subletting. Okay, so basically in this case what had happened, one company had taken the electricity connection and through that one company they were giving electricity to another company. Okay, and it was also their own company, its own subsidiary. So what the electricity board said, they said, no, because you are giving your electricity to them, please take subletting charges from them. So then they went to court and the court lifted the corporate veil and he saw that the principal company and the holding company and the subsidiary company is the same. So there's no question of subletting which arises. Okay, because and this they found out only by lifting the corporate wheel, and hence the case of the electricity company was cancelled. Okay, please take a minute, go through this. Any question, please ask. Okay, any questions, please ask me. Come on. Are we done? Okay. Now, protection of revenue, that means whenever there was it appeared to the authorities that there is evasion of tax. In Sir Dinshaw Manikji Petit, the assessee was a millionaire earning huge income by way of dividends and interest. Okay, so Mr. Dinshaw Manikji Petit was a millionaire earning huge income by way of dividend and interest. He formed 4 private companies and transferred his investments to each of these companies in exchange of their shares. Okay, so what he did, he started 4 companies and all his investments he transferred to these 4 companies in return for their shares. The dividends and interest income was received by Sir Dinshaw as a pretended loan. It was held that the company was formed by the assessee purely and simply as a means of avoiding taxes, and the company was nothing more than an assessee himself. It did no business but was created simply as a legal entity to ostensibly receive the dividends and interest and to hand them over to the assessees as pretended loans. Okay, so what this fellow did, he started off 4 companies, all his investments and everything he transferred into those 4 companies, and then all the investments are the 4 companies, so whatever interest and dividend was coming, it was coming in the company's name. Okay, so what he did, from that company he took his interest and dividend in the form of loans from the company, and he kept showing that. Then the authorities got to know that he is doing it only to avoid taxes, so they lifted the corporate veil and they saw that he is the same management under all 4 companies, and the 4 companies did no other business, and they were formed apparently just to evade taxes. So hence it was held that the company and Sir Dinshaw Manikji Petit was the same person, and then they made their tax claims to him. Okay, similarly in CIT, Commissioner of Income Tax versus Sri Meenakshi Mills Limited, where the veil had been used for evasion of taxes and duties, the court upheld the piercing of the veil to look at the real transaction. Okay, so this was another support of the lifting of corporate veil theory. Please take 2 minutes, go through this. Any question, please ask me. Any questions, please ask. Any question, please ask. Okay, any questions, please ask. If not, let's go to the next case study. Okay, economic offences, case study. In Santanu Ray versus Union of India, it was alleged that the company had violated Section 11A of the Central Excise and Salt Act 1944. The court held that the veil of the corporate entity could be lifted by adjudicating authorities so as to determine as to which of the directors was concerned with the evasion of the excise duty by reason of fraud, concealment or willful misstatement or suppression of facts or contravention of the provisions of the Act and the rules made thereafter. Okay. So in this case, Santanu Ray versus Union of India, it was alleged that the company had violated Section 11A of the Central Excises and Salts Act 1944. The court held that the veil of the corporate entity could be lifted by adjudicating authorities. So basically, the court held that the corporate veil could be lifted to find out who the directors were who did the evasion of excise duty by reason of fraud, concealment or willful statement, as the case may be. Okay, Please take a minute, go through this. Any questions, please ask. Any questions, please ask me. Any questions? Okay, in case you have no questions, so this was the last slide of the day. So with this, we end the topic on doctrine of corporate veil, lifting of corporate veil. I hope you found the session useful. Thank you so much. And we have another special class in 10 minutes from now on MCQs on business laws. So I request all